The regular season began back in May in Palm Beach. It concludes in Dallas here in August. The championship chase will shift to Chicago for the actual championship, but not before we conclude 4 more matches here from the Lone Star State. First up, the Miami Mayhem taking on the home side, the Dallas Dream, with seeding implications for Andy Benish and Miles Partain. Kame Schulk and James Shaw are in the playoffs. Their seed is yet to be determined, but they will play in the first round. Kevin Barnett alongside Rich Lamborn will be there for the first round come Chicago, but right now we're looking at a possibility for Dallas to get a bye. Hugely important moment for them.
Hugely important. You said it's seeding implications in this one. Obviously everyone looking to win matches out here, but a win in straight sets for Dallas gets them the 1 seed and a bye, a freebie in the first round all the way to the semis.
Yeah, an easiest route possible for them in terms of the matchups. You see them there. If they win in 3 sets, they will end up in the number 2 seed. Of course, if they lose, well, they will go into the regular field. On the other side for Miami, they have had a good late season run on both the men's and women's side. James Shaw has really come into his own in the last couple of matches. He was outstanding last night from the service line.
Yeah, absolutely. On both sides of the Miami Mayhem team, the women and the men, they've come on late. James Shaw looked phenomenal last night, particularly from the service line, as you mentioned there, Kev, closing out that match against LA. A hugely important match for both teams with a diabolical ace right up the line. So he's looking good. You said it in the warm-ups. If that's any indication of what we're going to see tonight, it's going to be another spectacle.
It was coastal warfare last night. Miami coming out on top of Los Angeles. 15-12, 15-12, 15-12, 15-12. There were 4 sets played, 2 by the men, 2 by the women. And Miami won all of them with those identical scores, with the aforementioned James Shaw crushing from the service line. If warm-ups are any indication, we're going to see some more of that.
Yeah.
On the other side, the Dallas Dream had a big, long layoff, but they have come back. They're currently 3rd in the standings with that 5-2 record. Andy Benish and Miles Partain, Olympians last year, and they too could be deadly from the service line with Andy.
Yeah, absolutely. Andy has a devastating serve. It's unusual in that he kind of goes hybrid with it, so it doesn't come at you cleanly, which can make things all the more difficult. It's just a matter if he heats it up or not.
4 blocks in set number 1 for the 6'9", now 30-year-old out of Rancho Palos Verdes, California. That is the southern end of the South Bay of LA. If you go north to the Pacific Palisades, yes, his family did lose a couple of homes. Miles Partain is living in a different part of LA for a while right now, but still performing top-level volleyball.
Yeah, it's a huge bummer for everyone involved in that, particularly Miles, who had the court that he grew up learning the game on in the backyard that has since gone away, unfortunately. But yeah, always wanted to make good adjustments, Miles Partain.
So Andy and Miles taking on Kame and James. This one should be another serving exhibition. We got a lot of aces last night when Miami faced off with LA. Hagen Smith crushing. This one should be Benish and Shaw doing the main damage from the line. We will start with the left-handed Partain. Not that deadly from the line. Shaw, jump, set, kill.
Good fake right out of the gate. Got Andy Benish to bite. Still managed to get one hand on it, but yeah, we'll have to see how Andy and Miles approach that option. Both teams going to run that pretty heavily if they can.
Andy Benish, the #1 big man in America in terms of the young side of things. James Shaw trying to make a bid for that. Just a couple of years on the beach after coming over from an indoor professional career. That shot is good, out of the reach of Kame Schulk.
Yeah, that was a crisp cut shot, and it needed to be, because that's a defensive formation we see quite a bit from the Miami Mayhem, where Kame kind of runs early to the line and then breaks towards that angle late. And giving you a show and take look if you're the offensive player.
Andy Benish, 6 AVP Heritage titles. Excelled also in AVP League play last year all the way to the final. Did not come up with the win this year with the pairs title. He and Miles remain one of the favorites. Smooth side out for the Mayhem.
That was good reception that started that off from Kame Schulk, because it was a good serve from Benish, making him move a little bit, which is key.
Short serve from Schulk. Puts his player at advantage at the net. Shaw got one, can't get the second, got stuck in the DMZ there.
Yeah, there is a militarized zone, and that was not it, I guess.
Halfway between South and North Korea here.
This is phenomenal, though. Look at the down-low knife hand coverage. Andy Benish. Yeah, that's something that's fascinating about his game. He just makes a lot of those beach-type plays. Those little bang-bang, weird contacts like we saw there that are so critical to success on the beach.
You could probably name the number of middle blockers that have had success on the beach on one hand. Jeff Nygaard comes to mind. I don't know that I can go any further. If you can at home go a little further into that, certainly let us know, as James Shaw misses that one.
Yeah, certainly not a lot getting to that elite level, the Olympian level like Nygaard and Andy Benish.
Jeff Nygaard, of course, an Olympian indoors and out. And Andy Benish going to try and become a two-time Olympian. He and Miles, odds-on favorites to represent Team USA in a few years' time during the Los Angeles Games. Another smooth side out. It is just sort of a crisp, quiet start to this match. Not a lot of fireworks thus far.
Thus far, both of these teams kind of feeling one another out.
Came Schulk, not a ton of errors. Another one served in there. He's been the balance to the risk from Shaw as that one is cranked. There's some little embers of fire here.
It's another skill for Andy Benish that you don't expect to be so well developed in a middle blocker, and that is service reception.
Miles finds his center. And he chips again. And that ball will be just inside. Wow, I thought that was wide, Rich.
It looked like it was going wide and just kind of dove at the last second. I wonder if that was intentional or not. It doesn't matter at this point.
All right, missed his last one. James Shaw checking the lights, positioning himself accordingly. Great night for the Shaw family last night. Both he and wife Molly picking up wins. And now it's back-to-back errors for James. He can be a little episodic from the line.
Yeah, so are my favorite television shows.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to track, though. That's a couple errors in a row from him. So does he pull back a little bit? You like 3 errors before you make a change.
Yeah, especially with the weapon that it can be. Shot over the top is good. Miles showing you some power earlier. Here's a little more skill to go with it.
Yeah, one of the hallmarks of this team, have a look here, great pickup, but then Miles is so deadly in transition. His vision unparalleled and just kind of shot-making ability.
Yeah, vision and the touch.
Yeah.
Andy back to the line. Got a hold of it, and there's an ace.
That was a beautiful look from our vantage point, Kevin. Just right up the line, untouchable. I mean, James had no chance. He bottle that and sell it for quite a bit of money.
So looking for the side change. Benish again. Where does he go? Right back to the well. This time James gets it, hits it, all right, off of Miles. Nice smooth side out with some pressure for Miami.
Yeah, it's a great side out, but I like it from Andy Benish from the service line. It worked once, go back to the well until it stops working.
James Schulk on the year, 1 ace, but just 8 errors. Make it 9. Side switch gives us a chance to bring in Victoria Dennis, the 3rd member of our broadcast crew here.
Thanks, Kevin. Miami looking to play some serious defense against Dallas, and that starts at the service line. James Shaw last night with 4 aces to his name. They're looking to try and push Dallas off the net, forcing them to play out of system.
Yeah, getting people out of system is always critical, not just about that ace number.
Yeah, that's kind of job number 1. I think the aces you consider bonuses more than anything.
Shot to the outside. Now, we were chatting earlier about the serve of Miles Partain. You brought up an interesting point about his toss that may affect his efficiency from there.
Yeah,
or effectiveness or threat.
I think that's really what it is, right? He kind of gets it over his head a little bit, so he's got to kind of lean. You know, you want to try and keep that ball on your hitting shoulder. Yeah, that's a perfect example. You see that ball out to James's right, so it's over his hitting shoulder the whole time, and he can just drive through. Have a look. All his momentum going in that direction, and he just tears it off.
So he missed 2, came back 3rd, pulled an ace. See if he cranks it back across the body. He does. He likes to do that Jake Gibb Angled the line. Kane with the touch. That ball can be run down and brought back, and it is. Option, take it. Easy opportunity. Andy Benish feeds.
It was a great rundown to keep the rally alive, but that was a free ball of the easiest variety for the Dallas Dream.
Benish getting a hot pocket there. Maybe a ham and cheese, pepperoni, we're not sure. Good bounce for Benish, who already has one ace. Close action, set number one, match number one of the evening. Right at James Shaw. Oh, good little bait there. Kane with a dig. Nobody up. Miles with it. Kane can't get there. Rally of the match.
And there's a look at the touch of Miles Partain to finish that one off. I mean, great stuff defensively for both Miles and Kane throughout that rally, but Miles with that beautiful rainbow to the corner. If you've ever played no jump against him, you've been the victim of that shot numerous times.
And for Kane, you want that open net back where you just hit it into the JV angle, as they would call it?
Yeah, that's the Casey Patterson. You can't go JV angle just directly to the corner. It was a good read from Miles, though. You got to credit the slide into that angle.
So Schulk with one error. No hitting errors by anyone, no blocks yet. Two big men, and that will continue there as Miles chips off the edge of James. Now, Miles Partain played collegiately at UCLA on the indoor side, was a setter by trade, actually left the team early to concentrate on qualifying for the Paris Olympics, and then tried to go back this past year and rejoin the team. Thought that was a possibility, later waved off by the NCAA.
Yeah, and one of the more bizarre decisions, I would say.
Yeah, given the fact that an Italian opposite who's played for 3 years professionally is now awarded 3 years of eligibility at Nebraska starting this year on the indoor side. I do find it odd that you can't go play beach
right.
and then come back and play indoors.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention you can make millions of dollars playing the actual sport you're playing at college, but you can't go, you know, I could go be a mechanic and come back to the volleyball team, but I can't go.
Well, it could be debated, but in any case, his beach volleyball career will continue, and Miles Partain is at the top of the U.S. game. Shot, Kane goes line, throw back, there's the first block. Dallas starting to stretch it out here in set one.
Yeah, I really like the setup from Miles, or excuse me, from Andy at the net there as well. He's kind of right on the body, and you see him reaching out to the line, kind of showing that that's available, but elevating to get that shot and good handwork.
Oh, 5-2 run. Dallas taking the advantage. And timeout being taken by Miami. Mentioned these two young men have become Olympians. A ton of Olympians in the AVP League this season. Of course, led by Phil Dalhouser, gold what seems like ages ago back in 2008, 4 times to the Olympics.
2008, just like yesterday, Kevin.
In some people's minds, we don't have Rich Lamborn on there, who's a 2008 gold medalist, same as Phil Dalhouser there in Beijing during that magical summer of volleyball, where the women finished with a silver, the men finished with a gold. On the indoor side, on the women's side, Phil, on the men's side, Phil and Todd came home with the gold.
We call Phil the Beijing Beast for that victory in Beijing. I think they called me the Beijing Buffoon.
Well, we can't leave out Misty and Carey coming home with the gold there as well in 2008.
USA Volleyball had a good Olympics in Beijing. 3 golds and a silver in all of our disciplines.
Miami led this first set 5-4. Since then, Dallas has gone 9-5 for the 3-point advantage late as we play to 15. Thanks for being with us. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympic gold medalist Rich Lamborn. Victoria Dennis down on the sand this weekend with us. Jump set outside. That jump set has been fairly effective early in this match.
It's interesting to me And Andy not really biting, kind of just putting his hands up, but it is compromising his positioning on Kame as the attacker.
Oh, a little bit of a reach there by Shaw. From off the net, he'll crank it again, right to Miles Partain, who will loop another, but this one is looped way out.
That was a little bit of an odd miss hit from Miles. He doesn't miss by that much very often.
13-12, enough room here to continue the side out to win the set if you're Dallas. Like a little too much heel of the hand there.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Didn't quite get the thumb all the way wrapped around it. It was a good read initially from James Shaw, kind of pulling off, picking up the short shot.
It was 13-10, timeout called by Miami. They come out and score 2 straight, so Dallas will burn their timeout as we approach the end of set number 1. Look at what's at stake in this one for Dallas. It's an opportunity to be either the number 1 seed if they win in straight sets, or the number 2 seed if they win in 3. Past that, they're going to find themselves playing the maximum amount of volleyball in order to get the title victory in Chicago in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, big advantage for them, obviously, to win here and get that first round bye. You got to think that New York Nitro, Taylor Crabb, Taylor Sander watching with some anxiousness.
Trevor Crabb, Phil Dahlhauser looking good in there at 6-2. What a season it's been for Palm Beach. They've already taken the League Cup championship. The combination of the men's and women's record, both pairs going 6-2 for the pink-clad Palm Beach Passion, where we had our first event of the AVP League regular season. So we'll of course see those pairs in action in Chicago coming Labor Day weekend at Oak Street Beach. Come and join us.
They did their work and got a little bit of an assist last night from other teams taken down.
Speaking of an assist, there's one for Dallas as Kame Schulk puts his second serve in the net in this match. He'd only missed 8 all year. He's missed 2 in the first set of this pivotal matchup. Yeah. Miles back to the jump serve. Tossing it over that right shoulder again. Kame fights it off in the corner. He has the line. Miles is there. So is Andy. James, will he take it? No, he does not. Miles, another dig. He's piling him up. Plus 1 more. And did he get a touch? He did not. Partain with a couple of late errors lets Miami off the hook on that set point.
Yeah, they'll still have a chance to side out for it, but that is a little bit befuddling. Those couple errors, especially after 2 phenomenal defensive plays from Partain. That is a great rundown from Benish as well out of the net.
Miles already 7 digs, Rich. And he'll crank that one, that'll do.
Miles prefers to go on the second contact as opposed to the third, perhaps.
15-13, Partain 7 digs. His partner influential at the net. And service, as we expected, playing a role for both sides. Dallas leads 1-0.
How about a little magic? How about a little magic, huh?
Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Refreshing and goes down smooth. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
Dallas trying to become the number 1 seed by defending their home sand here in match number 1 of 4 from the Comerica Center. Kevin Barnett alongside Rich Lamborn as 15-13 is in the books in favor of Dallas. We are getting ready for the second set. Gives us a chance to check in with Victoria Dennis.
Thanks, Kev. Dallas doing a really great job of spreading that offense and utilizing that option attack. This is really allowing for their offense to go pin to pin, giving them that opportunity, especially in transition, to force their opponent to get out of system as well.
So, Rich Lamborn, what do you do if your opponent's doing a lot of on-2 options? How are you left to affect that particular strategy?
Yeah, I think you have to pick one way or the other, right? We're talking a lot about Andy kind of being in the middle ground, for example. You know, I think you want to just either set up on the hitter or leave him alone, which I don't think is a good idea. I think you want to set up on the hitter and leave the option alone. But if you're Miami, you have to serve tougher. If you're Kane, you can't be missing serves. You got to make sure you make all your serves and clear it up for your guy to have the green light, and James Shaw.
James Shaw puts one right there into the basket of Dallas, and they crank on 2 once again. Back-to-back kills now spanning the end of set 1 and the start of set 2 for Miles Partain. Let's see what Miles does with this toss. Again, over his shoulder, and he'll chip it. Now with Miles' attacking prowess, it's a mystery to me why he does not have a big jump serve.
Well, that toss is part of it. He controls it very well, and I don't know if he's kind of more comfortable from that position. It does defy logic a little bit, which isn't consistent in his, you know, he's a very thoughtful young man and thinks through the game extremely a lot. Wow.
Did you want a jump bump? Got it. If you had a jump bump on your bingo card, go ahead and take your card to the cage and collect your money.
And yet another thing you don't see a lot of big men doing there. Andy Benish just showing a wide array of ball control skills.
And nearly had an ace there. I think that one, if had it been high enough, no one would have touched it, given the same angle.
That's very true. If it were just in, that would have been good.
True of so many plays. Exactly. James Shaw already with an ace. He is off. His warm-up looked stellar. That has not carried over.
Sometimes you have a limited amount of tokens when you get to the arcade. You don't want to use them up too early.
Yeah, Galaxy World, that's true. Just to go to that.
Dave & Buster's fixed that. I think you have a never-ending credit card you can attach to your...
Backline ace. Well, Miles hurt us, ragging on his serve, so decided to score with it. Loops it to the line.
Yeah, it's not ragging on his serve so much because he makes it at a high level, and I think he controls it at a pretty high level. It seems as though, technically speaking, it could be a little bit upgraded.
Yeah, it seems like there's an opportunity for growth there. If you're looking at 2028 and you're trying to get a higher finish and progress with the rest of the world and all the innovation that's happening in the game.
Yeah.
I look at their game, go, they're solid in all these other spots, right? Where can they maximize what their skills are? Benish takes the high ball, cranks it right off a Shulk. Easy pickings, 5-3.
Yeah, I would agree with you that with his control of the ball, he could have a little bit more of a devastating serve, or an impactful serve at the very least.
Yeah, Andy Benish has had an impactful serve. He's gone to a hybrid for a lot of this year. And here it is again. Little jump float, and right back at you, jump bump. Anything you can do, I can do better.
That concludes the musical dance theater section of our broadcast.
Get our producer Michael James involved if there was any further singing. Shaw still looking for his first block.
And very difficult against this Dallas Dream team. Feel a little bit uncomfortable, even with the good setup there, Miles, again, with the great vision, coming up with a very sharp angle.
Yeah, he can crack it there. That was both location and speed. Miles back to the line again. From the center. Goes away to Shulk. And he'll go underneath the block rather handily. And this is looking very similar to set 1. Both teams still siding out.
Yeah, indeed, good swing from Shulk there. Caught Partain leaning a little bit defensively.
Miami trying to manufacture one.
That turn was really fantastic. Partain just up across the body, good balanced finish, showing you how good his posture is in the air, giving himself all the options.
It's remarkable to me how little space and time he needs to get that approach and jump to a very effective swing. Doesn't look off balance very often. Schulk will check down. The game was played. Miles got it. 8-5. Here's the little sprint from Dallas.
Yeah, that's what makes them such a difficult duo to face off against.
Yes, ma'am, I heard that.
The transition, not only the setting, but the high-level percentage putaways from Miles Partain really sets them apart, I feel.
Side switch. Benish still at the line. Going jumper. Schulk tries to turn it down the line. He missed Benish and missed the court. 9-5. Seems like time for a timeout.
Could be, and that credit the setup there defensively from the Dallas Dream. You could see Benish kind of indicating to Schulk that that line was open, tried to take it away, and just came to kind of overturn it.
So there is that timeout getting called. Right now, Kane Schulk is hitting .333. His partner's hitting .500. But on the other side, Benish is 4 of 4. Miles Partain is 10 of 17 with 8 digs. Woo. So teams into the box at 9-5. We have a heritage event coming up next week for the AVP League. We're looking forward, of course, to the south side of the Manhattan Pier and the MBO, the granddaddy of them all. We'll have the championship matches for you next Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be on the CW, bringing you all the title hopes that everyone has put their name on the pier and that bronze plaque that come hell, high water, aliens or otherwise. It will be there. You'll be immortalized if you've won. We'll have YouTube and streaming for you on Saturday as well. Tournament coverage happening on a variety of different outlets if you want to enjoy the Manhattan Beach Open from wherever you are enjoying your August in this 2025 summer.
I think if high water comes, you might have to swim down to see the plaques, but they will be there.
All right, Miami's taking their time out. They are -4 here in the second set. Dallas looking at a potential second set victory and a #1 seed headed to Chicago.
9-5, Dallas here in set 2.
Benish with a control block. Partain with another pounding finish.
Wow, what a swing that was. Looked like Shaw was going to be all over that. Just kind of dove into the angle a bit. Dallas threatening to run away with this here.
4-0 and 5-2 if you're counting the runs, whichever way you want to start. He's Benish here at the line. And that'll be an ace serve for Andy Benish. He's adding to his total. Benish came in as a weapon from the service line, not as much as last year. That now his 9th ace.
Yeah, credit his prudence out there at the service line, though. He's taken a little bit off, placing these serves well, making Miami have to earn side outs.
Another tough one down the line. Shaw, perfect pass. And a really nice swing, high-level battle above the cable.
These two big boys going at it on that swing.
So we wondered what the layoff might be like. Last time we saw Dallas was in the Hamptons. That was week 4, and they lost to the New York Nitro in the second match of that series. They have come out excellently here in Dallas, defeating the Brooklyn Blaze yesterday, 15-8, 15-12. Andy with those 4 blocks in the first set, and Miles hit 750 during the match. And so far, they have looked fairly dominant against a talented Miami side. Shaw does not take the option, shoots it outside. Little handcuff action there. Partain keeps it alive. And it results in another point. Well, the trailer wheels have come off in Miami.
Yeah, just the little plays that the Dallas Dream are making, though. Andy sending that ball over with some pace and some depth not just giving an easy free ball to the Miami Mayhem, kind of maintaining the advantage, to use the Mike Dodd parlance.
Dallas 7-1 run. Oh, nearly 8 there. Well, Sand Snake maybe wrapped itself around the right heel of Miles Partain. We'll check him for a snake bite, maybe get him some anti-venom.
Snake bite I thought was half lager, half cider with a little black currant syrup.
Interesting, it's something that maybe Don Shaw's family faced. As that ball is cut cross body. Don Shaw, father James Shaw, in town because he's traced his family heritage back to 1827 here in America and all the way to Texas.
Wow.
But his son has come to Dallas with playoff dreams. He has those. But it looks like the #1 seed is going to do it here. Match ball #1. Andy going for it. We match ball #2 here for the Dallas Dream, who will head to Chicago presumably as a top seed.
You're going to take a gargantuan service run here from James to undo this lead for the Dallas Dream.
Well, there's a good effort at it. Miles fights it off and puts it away. A statement second set from the Dallas Dream, 15-8.
Yeah, I mean, they were just steady throughout. I don't think we would say that Miami played poorly by any stretch. They were just overmatched this evening. Andy and Miles played practically flawlessly. Unbelievable from the service line. Every element of their game seemed to be dialed.
You know, offensively, they looked good. They showed you a variety of different weapons. They fought off tough serves from Miami and a frustrating loss for the Mayhem. So the #1 seed is established, and they are standing by with Victoria.
Miles, Andy, you just solidified the #1 seed heading into the championship in Chicago. What is now the mindset knowing that you have that first round bye?
Just focusing as much as we can on each day, each moment. I think the one always puts a target on your back, and so that's going to be #1, training as hard as we can. And yeah, for me, trusting in God that the results will be where they are.
Andy, your blocking is so dynamic. What's a piece of advice for a junior looking at you, or maybe even an adult looking to up their game blocking-wise?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm still figuring it out. Try to watch the hitter as much as I can. Me and Miles play a team defense, so it's a lot of the confusion is a result of him moving around back there, and I think we were really coordinated today on the lineups and the timing of everything, and that makes it hard for the offense, even if they're in system. So I would say try to build a team defense, play with the same guy all the time, and that's where it gets fun. You get to play the chess game a little bit more.
What's your opinion of swing blocking on the beach?
I've yet to see it be successful. I think Paolo Nicolai tried in like 2015 for a little bit. You can be bigger, but especially with the speed of the game right now, it's still tough. So who knows? Maybe it'll come out soon, but I haven't figured out how to do it yet. So
thank you, guys.
Thanks, Victoria.
Miles and Andy. A torrid offensive match, 13 kills. Miles hits 550. Andy, just 5 attempts. Killed 4 of them. For my partners, Victoria Dennis and Rich Lamborn, I'm Kevin Barnett. Congratulations to the Dallas Dream. We'll see them as the #1 seed in Chicago, and we'll see you for our next match.